the best of times. They were the best of friends. They made the best of memories.
Why don't you go somewhere?
Your place of mine.
Those cool days, Cooley High.
Man, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Black History Month movie reviews. I am Primetime James Thomas, aka Brenda's baby daddy, here with Quez the man himself.
Oh man, this is how we starting it off, huh?
Woo-hoo, yes, it is. Thank y'all for hanging out with us for another edition of Black History Month movie reviews. Where tonight, Quez and I will be watching the classic Cooley High from 1975. Definitely the oldest movie I think we reviewed up to this point. Has it? I think it is.
Yeah. Definitely. Yep. It was the youngest for sure. I mean, it's the oldest movie we have for sure. What was your inspiration going with selected this movie? Because this was all your selection.
Well, one, I gotta shout out Mama Tim's. Sorry. One, I remember when I was coming up, every time Cooley High was on, she always made sure to watch it. This was like her movie growing up, and I figured, you know what, it'll be cool because I watched bits and pieces, but I never really watched a full movie in a one setting. So I figured, you know what, and not many people really talk about this movie and its influence into the Black Hood films. So I figured, why not do Cooley High? And Quez, you said this is your first time watching this?
Very first time.
Cool. But yes, we're doing Cooley High. Really excited for this one. You got Glynn Turman as Preach, who will later go on to be in a different world. The mayor from the Wire. You got he's Preach. You got Lawrence-Hilton Jacobs as Cochise, who of course will let it go on to be Joe Jackson for the Jackson American Dream Story, which, by the way, another movie me and Quez talked about, which, by the way, Lawrence-Hilton Jacobs, from here to the Jacksons, didn't age a day. He didn't age a day at all.
No.
Then you got Garrett Morris as Mr. Mason. You know, most of us know him as Stan from Martin, or Uncle Junior from Jamie Foxx show. He's Mr. Mason, a young Garrett Morris in here. You got Stephen Williams as Jimmy Lee, and what this movie is about. It's about a bunch of friends, Preach, Cochise, Willie, and Pooter. Pooter being the youngest of the crew. Pretty much, you know, they're basically high school kids enjoying the last few weeks of school and just navigating through life. You know, it's a pretty simple story. It's about a bunch of kids, you know, just doing what high school kids do, you know, cutting classes, getting into shit, you know, trying to have fun and living their life and living their best life. You have the main character is Glynn Turman as Preach, but the man of the crew is Cochise, played by Lawrence-Hilton Jacobs. Cochise, you know, he's the man. He's the star basketball player. He's pretty much the Magic Johnson of Cabrini Green, of Chicago. All the women, you know, love him. He's the man. He's got a scholarship, you know, for basketball. This is the 60s. He's a young black man with a scholarship. You know, it was a big deal at the time. And he's the coolest dude with the crew. And And yeah, it's just a dope, fun project of this film that kind of laid the foundation for all the buddy hood movies. You have this movie, which I can kind of let me make this in basketball terms. This movie, you could say, will lay the foundation for what would be Boys in the Hood, what would be Menace to Society.
James, I
This
exactly thought about that while I was watching this movie, like the parallels this movie had with Boys in the Hood. Now, granted, this movie had a little bit of a playful vibe to it, but definitely over the course of this movie, you could definitely see the draws and the parallels between those two movies.
you see the parallels with this and Juice.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like you could draw those same parallels. For instance, Cochise, Cochise would be Raheem. Preacher would be Q. Bishop wouldn't be Pooter. Pooter.
Not Pooter. No,
He would not
Slim.
be
No,
Pooter.
Pooter would be Slim.
Right. He wouldn't be Tyrone or Willie either, but Bishop will be Damon.
Yeah.
He would definitely be Damon. Damon. Well, we'll get to him later in a second. But or Boys in the Hood. Cochise is Ricky. And Preacher's Trey. It's like in basketball terms, Cooley High, you could say, is the Dr. J. While the Boys in the Hoods and the Juices could be, the Magic and the Larry and the Mikes. You know what I mean? Where you got the established brands, but the Dr. J, we don't really give, that credit that he deserves. But it's a dope it's a dope film. Watches this for the first time. Like you said, it's a lot more playful because there's no guns. Like these are not, these are just kids just having fun. There is a tragic death. But it's more playful. Just kids just getting into shit, which is very relatable. Even this very day, still very relatable. Quest, what was your overall thoughts on Cooley High as a whole?
Well, again, this is my first time seeing Cooley High, so I had zero expectations or thoughts going into this movie. So like I said, I just went through it, just through the movie blind, just didn't know what I was going to expect, what was going to happen. I heard no stories about it, none of the sort. I just went into it, fresh eyes, and watching it. Overall, I just try to keep an open mind with it. And I remind myself, like, yeah, this movie was released in 1975. So, yeah, a lot of material and stuff like that here is definitely dated, but it still kept you engaged and entertained, even with their brand of humor and content that was going on in this movie. So I could definitely say confidently, I can understand how a movie like this would stand the test of time. From the acting, the story that was told, the character development that was played out throughout the movie. For sure, it was a pretty good movie. I enjoyed it throughout. I would definitely watch this movie again later on down the line. And yeah, that's basically my quick thoughts on it before we go more in depth with it. But James, I did want to ask you something real quick. So this movie took place in 75, but the setting was placed in the 1960s. And
Yep,
it took place in your old stomping grounds of Chicago. What I want to ask is, was there something about this movie as you watch it back and you see like, oh, this is where this happened. This is where this happened. I remember my mom's or my grandma told me about this movie or tell me about these locations and areas going on in Chicago. Like, there's something about this movie give you nostalgic feels of Chicago.
Well, the Cabrini Green era was in the north side of Chicago. My family more lived on the south side, but just that feel of Chicago of that era, and of course, seeing the L train, is always nostalgic. Well, the L in Chicago, that's what we call the subway. Says the L, and I of course, I was not around in the 60s, but I could definitely tell this was Chicago. I could tell Preaching and Cochise, they act just like Chicago kids. But I do remember hearing the stories of my mom used to tell me about how she was like a little girl at this time, but that's how Chicago was. Like Quiz, you put it in the Discord, they made a bet over $1. Keep in mind, in 1970s, $1 went a long way back then.
Bro, they were shooting dice for quarters.
Yeah, exactly. But you had to pay a quarter to get into a party.
and the parties that was like taking place, like it looked like at one point like a real big party city. Like as you see in this trailer that you're playing in the background, like they cut to the music, which shout out to the movie. Like this movie was basically soundtracked by Motown, and then like everybody was like just getting down, just like not having to care in the world, just partying. Like I'm just saying, like was that like an actual thing really at that time for real?
Oh yeah, it was. It absolutely was for sure. All right, so pretty much with the movie, the movie starts out with a Cochise, running to wake up Preach, who hasn't been in school all week long. Now, the movie starts out with them going to school, and then they skip in class. Skip in class with a very clever way of how to do it. Preach, he'll grab the red nail polish, and then pour it on a napkin, and then applied it to Pooter's face, basically he had a nosebleed, get out of class. I thought, okay, that was clever. And just kids just doing kid shit, like skipping class, going to the zoo, getting gorilla shit thrown on them.
That was wild.
But that shit looked fake though, didn't it?
Look like a hamburger patty that got smacked on. but even if so, if that ever happened to me, bro, it's like, no, I'm cutting my losses. Fuck this. I'm going home. I'll take my whooping. I'm not going back to school with boo boo on my chest, bro.
Nah, bro. Yeah. My day is over as far as I'm concerned. Now, so they're doing kid shit, cutting class. So we get a chance to know, particularly Cochise and Preacher's friendship. And this is actually one of my favorite scenes in the movie, which basically describes their friendship. Cochise, who again, he's the man all the girls want. As you see in the trailer, him, pinching girls on their booties while they sneaking out, and him and Preach, they are in a hallway, with their respective girls, where Cochise on one side, hey, it's working for him. Like his girl was ready and willing to do anything that he wanted, blouse out, everything. Well, on the other side, you have Preach, who is just nothing's happening for him. Like he got no game. There's no smoothness to him. He's kissing girls on the eyebrows, like aggressively. And at first I was kind of like, and the girl that he's with is kind of playing defense. And I'm kind of like, at first I was like, girl, why are you tripping? Like, why'd you come in the first place? But then she said, no, I can't because you gonna tell. So that kind of establishes that Preach is the type that will run his mouth, while Cochise, he kisses but doesn't tell, so then he gets, and then there was a very funny moment where Cochise, his girl is starting to notice that her friend's uncomfortable, and now starting to throw off the vibe. Mm-hmm. And then Cochise was like, come here. And then they went out. And he said, yo, man, you gotta get her out of here, bro. You fucking up the vibe right now. Because again, what's the point of having a wingman? To keep the friend preoccupied, right? Preach is not doing that. He's failing. And I really enjoyed that scene because it really showed how different of those two are. Where Cochise, he's the smooth dude, Preach is not. He's even clumsy on the exit. When Cochise's next plan is to going to the farthest away from her friend to finish the job. And then then Preach was like right behind them, and he's like, and then what did Coach say? Like, nigga, just leave, get out of here,
Because he was announcing his exit. It's like, I'm
That's
probably
not
about to
his
go
exit.
take her home, and it's like, nigga, go then. You ain't got to announce it. Because, like you said, remember, it was like, old girl was like, hey, I'm down, and she down. And Preach, the girl that Preach was with was like, nah. And then, come here. Because that homegirl would be like, that hating homegirl would just be like, hey, I know you finna get some, but I ain't happy. I ain't getting out with this old boy. That homegirl can't leave her homegirl alone. So she like, I'm gonna go with you. Coach was like, no, forget that. Get over here.
And what was so telling about that? That was during the time because again, she was like, because you gonna tell. That was back when women actually cared about their reputation. They didn't want that reputation to be known as a hoe.
So,
but yeah.
And that scene later on.
Oh,
as you mentioned, like, what girls don't care about, like they actually care if they like a hoe or whatever. Oh, we'll see.
Oh, we'll definitely see. But because how did you feel about Glynn Turman's performance and Lawrence-Hilton Jacobs' performance as Preach and Cochise and their respective performances?
On point. They definitely captured that homeboy buddy chemistry that the guys were having later stages in high school and everything. I feel like both of them did great jobs. They were on point with it. Like you said, Cochise being a ladies' man and Preach being a wannabe cool dude, but just gives off the corny try hard vibes or whatever. Like the supposed smart, streetwise type of kid when like he really a nerd at heart.
But also a douchebag, low key, kind of.
Yeah, because he's trying to be something he's not.
Yeah.
But he's trying to find himself. And credit to his own boy, like, hey, that's still my homie regardless. Though, like, he's still trying to figure out. He just know, like, he could try it on these females. He ain't gonna try that on me, though. Let's get that straight up.
And what I think what kind of makes what makes this performance great is because Glynn Turman is believable. He's very believable. Like, he's funny. He's charming. You could buy him as a douchebag. He was definitely no question the best actor in this film. And he knows what he wants. And as his character, he ain't scared to take chances. Because all throughout this film, Preach is getting in the shit. All throughout this film.
Who else could have played that role? Granted, like, this was like back in 75, so he might have been a young tyke back then, but Leon could have played a great Preach.
Leon?
Yeah.
I'm more than Cochise.
I'm just thinking Leon Hayes well off in that toxic element.
Okay, because all you gotta do is just take the Tommy Shepard version of Leon Above the Rim and put him as Cochise, and it's the same movie.
Pretty much.
But yeah, after they ditch school, they go hang out at Martha's, which is another parallel to Juice. Martha's is pretty much the Samuel Jackson spot from Juice.
Yep.
Martha's, that was the spot. Question, in your high school, was there because I remember this was a thing back in the 80s and 90s where they had like a little spot where you go to either during school or after school, depending on what kind of student you were. Did y'all have like a little spot you would go to, like sort of restaurant you would go to?
Gas station.
Gas? Damn. Well, okay. Well, Well, Martha's is pretty much the spot where you go get something to eat. They always had the radio on. And then Martha, she didn't play. She came when she came up with that cleaver. It was over with. Even the gangsters respected Martha. She come up with that cleaver. She'd be like, "Hey, it's cool, relax." But Preacher's not afraid to take chances. Like, one of the first things we see him doing? He's playing dice with the hoods. Stone and Robert, which what a duo. But he's playing dice, and this is where we get to meet Brenda. And bro,
wait, not that kind of Brenda. Not that Brenda.
Not that kind of Brenda. Yeah, this Brenda would not. She not would have made the same mistakes, bro. Me and Quez, we already agreed. Brenda was fine, bro. She was fine, and what I liked about Brenda's character was, one, she was fine, but she wasn't for the streets. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. She's the type of girl that you're gonna have to earn this one. You know what I mean? Like,
she was naive. She was naive.
Well, which of course, every kid is naive, but Brenda, how she spoke, first of all, when she talked, I was like, damn, that's how you sound. You trying to be a singer or something. But Brenda was so damn fine, bro. Now, I could be saying that because everybody else, no disrespect, I could be saying that because everybody else was busted. But
no, because what's the name? Preacher's girl, the original girl that he was trying to court, he wouldn't sleep with. She was cool too.
Oh, Sandra? Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, she was cool. And the chick that Cochise was making out with, she was kind of cute too.
Yeah. That fine little light skin that she was too. She cool.
Yeah, okay, all right, but compared to Sandra, compared to Brenda, no, not even close. Preacher's trying to get with Brenda. Mm-hmm. It ain't working. Like, he's making an ass out of himself every time he does it, right? And it gets to the point where Preach says, he tells Cochise, like, I'm gonna get that. And then Cochise says, man, you ain't gonna get with a bitch that fine. It's so funny how casually they call women bitches in this movie. And they make a bet for $1, to get with Brenda. $1. Yes, $1 bet. $1 bet. And then we get to, in my opinion, the party scene, which changes everything. This party scene is where, first of all, I gotta say this, Quez. Let me tell you if you agree with me. Loretta Brown, Damon's girlfriend. You can make the case she's low-key the villain of the story.
She definitely wasn't the hero.
Man, because you can make the case Loretta Brown is the reason why Cochise died, bro.
Damn.
You can make that case, bro, because for one, they have a party. They're going. I think it was Dorothy. Dorothy, one of the students, Dorothy, was having a party, and she invited everybody as long as they got a quarter, right? And I love Dorothy. Like, she was always yelling. It's like she was fun but no nonsense. Kind of got like Keisha from Belly Top vibes, where like you don't fuck with her, but somebody needs to handle her. What's that?
No, I'm saying, oh, okay, I see.
Right. And this, and one of my, bro, like, she wasn't no nonsense. She even turned away the gangsters She was like, Stone and Robert. You know, she was like, you ain't got no quarter? She's like, no, we ain't got no quarter. Come on, girl, you know us. Like, come on, let us in, man. Like, nah, yeah, I know y'all. I know you ain't got no quarter. And damn, all right, man, fine. You know, it's like even the gangsters walked away. And then they run into the crew. You know,
Remember what go to this black party anyway.
That's right. He's like, hey man, yo man, your Dorothy up there tripping, man. You gotta have a quarter and shit. And but what I loved, Tyrone. He was like, wait, who's at the door? Dorothy? I got this, you know, like I'll take care of this because she got eyes for me, you know. And, but I love how Dorothy kind of gave Tyrone pushback. She's like, you ain't called me. You ain't called me. Like, you've been stalling me out in recess. What did he say? Like, come on, girl. My mama's phone, she didn't pay her phone bill, man. Come on, man. You know I got eyes for you, you know, like, and then but that shit didn't last long though. She was all kisses. But then it was a great plan to get everybody into the party having to pay a quarter. No, hey preacher, make sure nobody get in without a quarter. Yeah, I got you. Like come on.
Trust.
And it was like, come on, y'all, come on. I always thought, you ever had to sneak into a party, Quez?
No.
Same here. So then the party come, and then they go into the party, and all the girls are gravitated towards Cochise. You know, like they're all staring at him. But you know, Coach, he was like, hey, what's up, baby? Hey, look, I can't dance right now, but I'll give you a kiss though. Mwah, you know, like, listen, Lawrence-Hilton Jacobs, he was pretty much playing. Remember that scene when he first went to Catherine on Jackson's Story? He pretty much was playing Cochise, just an older version.
Oh God.
He had that same swag, bro. He had that same. But how he approached Loretta Brown was the same way how he approached Catherine. She's like, I can't dance fast because of my leg. All right, then we'll just dance slow. But then Preach sees Brenda. But by the way, shows how Brenda ain't a prude. You know, like she hang out. You know, like she's at the party. She hangs out at Martha's. You know, she chills on the block, but she ain't for the block. And Quez, those are the winners right there.
Yeah.
Those are the winners, you know, like the hood girls. Hey, they'll chill in the hood, but they ain't for the hood. They ain't for everybody. They ain't just gonna give it up to everybody. Those are the winners.
Those are the ones with a great future ahead.
A great future ahead of themselves. And then Preacher goes talk to Brenda. Brenda is just over with them. Brenda's like, dude, won't you just leave me the fuck alone? You know, she's like, all right, come on, baby, come on, baby, like, well, your place of mine, you know, just being awkward, like, bro, just talk to her, bro. And we later find out that's all she needed to do was just talk to her, because Brenda runs to the bedroom, like Preach pretty much scared her off, and then I will say, probably the smoothest. I just complimented Lawrence-Hilton Jacobs on how he approached Catherine. How he approached Loretta Brown was smooth as hell. First of all, he walks into the party, immediately changes the tone. Shout out to Pooter, by the way. I love Pooter's self-awareness. Like, the first thing he did was go for the chunky chick, for the chunky lady who was fucking up them tortilla chips. And then, all right. So, Quest, how would you feel if a dude, the most popular dude in school, you had a party, and dude just immediately changes the tone and say it's pretty much grind time now? Because
Uh,
Pooter was mad. Pooter was mad. He was like, wait, but y'all got all night to do that, man. We just got here, bro.
honestly, it would depend on like what degree of the party how I got changed to. Like if the party needed to be kicked up, dude walked in. Now it's turned. Everybody hype. Everybody trying to kick it and party. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, that's cool. The party needed it. Now if you change it to a completely type different vibe where you just like want to slow everything down and all that, you walking in, it's like, no, we ain't here for all that. We trying to get it. We trying to party. We trying to get at these females. We trying to really like make some stuff happen tonight. You know, trying to get these missions cracking. Like it would just depend on like the mood of it and who is doing that. Who is the one that's trying to switch up the vibe of the party?
And then Cochise switched it up, man. First of all, Pooter was mad because he pretty much knew his night was pretty much over. And he just got there, man. But Pooter was the type that was trying to dance to some draws. But his night was over. And then turned down the lights and played that classic Smokey Robinson, "Ooh Baby Baby," which hey, even this very day, that song get the mood right. I'm just saying.
Motown timeless, dog.
Timeless. And then, Cochise sees Loretta Brown, sitting on the couch, and he had game. I ain't gonna hold you up. He had game. Look, he sat down next to her. He said, "Hi, my name is Cochise. By the time I get off this couch, I want to know 3 things about you: your name, your phone number, and your address." I was like, woo! Woo! And what did she do? She said, "My name is Loretta Brown." Man, that's pretty much that was some smooth shit. I ain't gonna hold you up. That was some smooth shit.
And that's not only just like the swagger of it, and it was also the confidence that he had with it.
Straight up
back then, one of the things women loved back then was just the confidence of it. It ain't matter what you asked though, girl. If you sounded confident, you sounded believable. Hey man, she even give you the panties if you asked for it. As long as you was swagged out, you was confident.
And bro, just by her face, like she was, like it was splashing, bro. As soon as Cochise walked up to her, and like I said, just watch that scene and watch the scene in the Jackson story where he goes. It's the same type of swag. Shout out to Lawrence-Hilton Jacobs, man. And also he was straight to the point with it. He didn't make no small talk. He just went right into it. Which sometimes that's all you need to do. Just get straight to the point, And then he's dancing on Loretta Brown, grabbing her ass and all that stuff. Like if he wanted to, he was gonna smash that night. Like it was no problem. But then Damon walks in. Now Dorothy's checking Damon, and she's pretty much telling Damon, like, "Look, like I know you, like I know you, Damon." Because like, girl, I'm just here trying to have a good time like everybody else. Yeah, but you come up here, you come over here fighting. And what did I say at house party? Shit like this was happening in the 60s. I was like, there's always that one that tries to that fucks it up. It was happening back in the 60s, bro.
So you calling this what was a full force moment?
Pretty much, this definitely was a full force moment because Damon is not in there for 15 seconds, and he immediately is on some. At first he's chilling. Oh, he's mean mugging, but he's chilling for the most part. But then he sees Cochise dance on Loretta. Now, hot take. And of course, I think you're going to be in alignment with me on this one. Loretta knew better. She knew better, bro. Like, Damon's coming to this party. He a hothead. And you still take a chance, a potential penitentiary chance, to dance with Cochise. And I understand it's Cochise, he that nigga, I get it. Bro, you had to have known better. That's why I said Loretta Brown is partially responsible for why Cochise died, bro.
A seed
She was shooing other dudes away.
planted. A seed was planted that evening.
Because she was shooing dudes away before Cochise walked up to her.
Mm.
So you knew better. You know, and then, bro, like I've been to parties, because you've been to parties. When you know that one dude that show up, in the back of your head, you go, oh, here this nigga, because you know he's gonna start some shit. And
that was my cue to leave.
So yeah, I'm right there with you. It's the moment where I see Damon walked in, I'm like, oh, it's time to go. And like I said, the second he walked in there, all hell broke loose, because he pulls Cochise off Loretta, and Loretta's like, oh no, baby, I'm sorry. But then Cochise, hey, credit to Cochise, he had a code. He had a code. Let's look, man. I'm gonna apologize. I didn't know that was your girl. I'm gonna apologize. But what did he say? But that's it. I'm gonna apologize, but that's it. Like pretty much, look, don't put your hand on me again. And Damon was like, no, I'm gonna kick your ass. Oh, you're touching my girl and shit. Dorothy's trying to be like, no, you ain't gonna fight him. You're gonna fight, go outside. Tyrone who his job was just to calm Dorothy down, keep her distracted. He's trying to calm her down. And then Damon stoles on Tyrone. Now, this is why I love Cochise. Cochise is loyal to his homies, because he sees one of his homies getting jumped, he jumping right in for them to defend them. That scene with Stone and Robert, they were playing dice and they kind of bucked up on Preacher. Cochise was like, yo, nigga, back up. The second he saw him stole on Tyrone, it was on. Like he was on Damon. And he whooped Damon's ass. So not only is he a star athlete, all the women love him, but he got hands on top of that. And what I love, while this is going on, Preacher is trying to talk to Brenda, who's, like I said, who's just over it with Preach. But then he realized, because we find out that Preach is into poetry, and he's passionate about poetry, and he wants to be a playwright. And of course,
yeah, but he's stuck though. His homies kept straight player hating.
Well, again, back to Juice. But again, back to Juice, because they were kind of player hating on Q's DJing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's amazing how the parallels work on this movie. But then he realized Brenda's reading a specific book. I forgot what book it was. It was like, hey, you into this? Like, oh shit, but I love this book. And then Brenda was like, boy, you into poetry? And I forgot what poetry. I think it's like David Benn, something like that. But then he recited like a love poem, to Brenda. And Brenda, who was disgusted with Preacher, was kind of like in awe, And then they found they had something in common. They both love poetry. But again, people in high school kids, if y'all watching this, if y'all just want to get with a chick, bro, just be different. All right, just don't be like everybody, because high school kids, they try to be too cool. Just be different. Just be cool, bro.
Too cool, too tough.
Too cool, too tough. Like, bro, just be different. Just be cool,
You're going to organically get that crowd that you're looking for around you. The more you authentically be you, and eventually you're going to get that right girl that's going to draw to you because of who you naturally are.
Exactly. And then notice how when Brenda was, oh, yeah, you different. she was starting to dig him. But there's a fight going on. Pooter runs in and says, "Hey, yo, Preach, there's a fight breaking out." Preach, who ain't a fighter. He ain't a fighter like that. His first reaction is to run. Because what did he say? "Oh, damn, what's the quickest way out of here?" But he said, nah, man, it's Cochise, like he fighting Damon. Ah, damn, man, because back then, even now, look, if your boy's fighting, you got everybody fighting. Like you gotta be there to defend your boy. And I love how he had to hulk himself up before he went out there, because he ain't a fighter like that. He ain't no punk, but he just rather not fight. And once again, that's why I say that's this scene alone, this party scene alone, Quez. That's when I picked my I know who will be who in this situation. I just know who will be who. But yeah, Damon gets his ass whooped by Cochise. Quez, what was your thoughts on this party scene, which pretty much would be like very key for the movie going forward, because this was the momentum shift of the movie.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Nobody needed the rumble though. That's the thing about it.
It was a whole party, man. Unfortunately, it had an end in that type of statue or whatever. But again, like you mentioned, your homeboy, if we had a party and your homeboy fighting, eventually it's going to lead to we all fight, because somebody from the opposition is going to want to jump in and jump your homie. Then it's like, then we got to get in there. That's just the rules. That's just how it is, regardless if you fight or not. And even Preach wanted to go down and try to like step in, even because he knew Cochise was in trouble, because he knew Cochise would have done the same thing for him. No. These kids these days, I can't call it. This is different. I don't know, but at any rate, this scene is very poignant as far as like where the direction of the movie is going to start turning towards after this altercation. Nothing super, nothing like that was like a sharp turn, but again, like how James was discussing it, how I said it, a seed was planted the moment Cochise was dancing with old girl, and then also Damon is seeing it. So yeah.
And also, I totally forgot about this, but everybody started fighting. Even Tyrone got socked by Dorothy. Like, because
that was
Tyrone.
That was funny.
Because Tyrone wanted to jump in, and she was like, "No, don't do that, Tyrone. Like, first of all, no, this nigga just punched me in the face. Like, I gotta put my hands on this nigga." And then he just pushed Dorothy. And I was like, "Man, who the fuck you pushing?" And then knocked on, stole on Tyrone. It's like, damn. But shit. So the party ends because Damon had to be all in his feelings, and then pretty much the crew, is out, trying to figure out what's next. What else can we do? What else can we do to enjoy the night? They're in front of Martha's, which still open, by the way. Martha making money out here. Salute to Martha. And they drinking, they smoking, they doo-wopping, trying to kill the time. And then Stone and Robert pull up, the hoods, and they keep in mind they the hoods, but they ain't got no beef with Cochise and Preacher and the crew. Like, for the most part, they cool. Preacher, took some money from Stone, but that's dice. You can smooth that over, but.
Back then, yes.
Yeah, back then, yeah. But they cool for the most part. They roll up in this new car. I'm assuming. I think it was a Cadillac. I'm assuming because they all had Cadillacs back then. Now Cochise at this point, he feels he's untouchable. He on top of the world right now. Like, look. He finally got his scholarship. Right, in the goddamn toilet of all places, which is nasty. But
But
he got a scholarship.
wait, hold on, James. I'm glad you pointed that out with the situation with the scholarship. Because remember, he went home and asked if I get any mail, and Mom's like, "Did you check in the counter where all the rest of the mail be at all the time?" So ain't wasn't nothing there. Well, then you ain't getting no mail then. Probably ain't come today. Sure enough, little brother playing around in the toilet was going to show how well y'all watching y'all kids. That your son probably about to drink out the toilet bowl like a dog and stuff. Like, y'all bugging.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
But, yeah, he sees it and then gets him away from the toilet, looks in there, sees the letter, and then found out scholarship, baby. But it goes back to the parallels that I know what we were discussing while I was thinking about watching the movie. We have that one person that has a chance to get out and make something of themselves, having a scholarship for athletics. And you would think like you have like the family support with them. It's like, yo, look out for that scholarship, Like in Boys in the Hood. Everybody at the house was waiting for Ricky to get that scholarship. Look out, get that scholarship for college,
Mm-hmm.
And they had that meeting with the athletic director, the coach, whatever, on the couch at their house. Like everybody was supportive. This case, this is an example of where somebody's going to do good in the family and potentially jealousy is seething because he has a chance to make it out and everybody else is still stuck in the hood.
Which is a real thing too.
Yeah, that jealousy was like, you ain't no better than us. College boy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's shown up. Where was his letter found at? In the toilet.
Which, man, that would piss me off. But even if I'm getting scholarship, it's in the goddamn toilet. But he's going to college. He's the man. He just got through feeling on Leroy Brown's booty cheeks. Look again, Cochise. He feels on top of the world right now. He get any chick he wants in Cabrini Green. Like, bro, like this dude was pinching girls on his booty cheeks, and the girls were like, "Oh, what the fuck? Oh, it's just Cochise." Like he had that type of pull, in Cabrini Green. So he feels he just whooped Damon's ass at the party. He feels untouchable. So Stone Rider pull up on this new car. Obviously stolen.
It was clean.
Now, it was clean. It was clean. And again, Stone and Robert, who, again, they cool with they the hoods, but they cool with them. Hey, yeah, you want to ride? You want to ride? Now, Tyrone and Willie and Pooter, their mentality is, now we know that shit hot. Like, no, we cool on that. Cochise was feeling himself. He's like, yeah, let's get a ride. Hey, yo, Preach, like, come on, man, let's get in the car, man. And then Preach, don't let his friend down. He's like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, man. And like, man, y'all suckers, man. Come on, Preach, we'll get in the car, man. No, Quiz. This is the funniest scene in the movie. Can you agree?
No one. It was okay. I'll just ask the question. It was pretty funny. Yeah, it was funny. Because you should know when a car's stolen, like a car's hot when you pull it up on two people you don't really even fuck with for real. Talk about get in the car.
Uh-huh.
And he's so adamant. It's like, no, I'm cool. Man, get your scary ass in the car. You should know sirens should go off. Something is wrong.
Well, not just that, but they ride in a hot car, right? And Cochise, he's having a good time. He vibing with the boys. Preacher, who's lying. He's like, yeah, man, this reminds me when I drove this Maserati with this white man, all that stuff. And then Cochise was like, man, you a lying ass nigga. I known you since you was 8. Like, you never drove no Maserati or some shit like that. And then he's like, all right, you talking all that shit? Y'all talking all that shit, preach? You want to drive? Huh? I said, you want to drive? Yeah, man, yeah, I'll drive. This nigga can't drive. This
He couldn't
scene,
even put it in gear.
bro, this scene, I ain't gonna lie, this shit had me cracking up. I ain't gonna hold you up. First, he couldn't put it in gear. And then he said, first he said, you gotta give it some gas. He pressed the gas, but it's not moving because it ain't in gear. And then he switches the gear, and he said, "Oh, I'm sorry. R means reverse, right?" and then Stoner was like, "Man, get out the car, man. Let me drive, man." And then everybody's freaking out. And then Preach just hauls ass, just pedal to the metal on the gas brake. They driving all over the place. Cochise is terrified. Stoner Roberts pissed off. And so they stop at a red light. But Stone wants he wants to beat the shit out of Preach. And a cop pulls up. And
all they had to do was just be cool.
All they had to do was just be cool. Well, I mean, the cops already debating on whether they're gonna fuck with him or not. But Cochise is nervous. He's like, "Yo, man, if we get busted, just know I'm a hitchhiker." And Stone's like, "Man, take your hand off the wheel." What? But keep smiling, look forward, and take your hands off the goddamn wheel. Man, I ain't going to jail, man. he fucking steps on Preacher's foot, and they go on this high-speed chase. Which was fun. It was a fun chase. The funniest, to me, one of the funniest parts of the film was when they escaped the police. They rear end this car, and it was that one dude that kept saying 30s. I was like, whiplash, whiplash, whiplash.
You see, man was trying to get a check, bro.
I don't blame him. I probably would have done the same thing. But he was saying that shit over and over and over. Like, whiplash, whiplash.
Dude, I would have ran too, man. Please.
No, they all ran. They all ran. And this right here, Quez, and I think this took place on the same night. Keep in mind, folks, this movie takes place within I want to say maybe like a week, like 3-4 days. And this happened on the same night. This was another thing that planted the seed to Cochise's death. Something as harmful as, it was Grand Theft Auto, but for the most part, they just joyriding, led to a tragic death. Chris, what do you think about this scene with with Stoner Robert and the stolen car?
Another brief parallel into some New Jersey Drive.
I didn't think about that. You're right. New Jersey Drive. That's right.
So how many movies is that? New Jersey Drive, Juice, Boys in the Hood, Menace. Belly.
Belly, yep.
So that's 5 already. But definitely the funniest part of the movie, because how this dude coincidentally is like the least experienced driver is able to dip out on the cops and doing efficient drifting in the process. Like, man, this car's too big. You don't fit in that small hole, bro. You ain't gonna fit. Get out the way. Get out the way. He just sped through the gaps. Easy money. Not knowing how to drive. Got beginner's luck. Got it out the way. And then the freaking irony was he was so smooth driving through those gaps. He couldn't even see the whole truck right there that he backed into. You did everything else. Drifting, shifting, all of that. But you couldn't even brake in time to not hit a car that was right in front of you.
Well, because I looked at some of the trivia, according to reports, that was actually really Glynn Turman doing the driving for that car. Like he was legit ripping that shit.
Hey, salute to him.
Hell yeah.
Now, anybody needs an Uber driver, you know who to contact.
Oh shit, I don't know about that.
I'm just saying though. But yeah, overall that scene was funny. And again, credit to the preach for really holding his own in that scene. But remember how I mentioned that night at the party where old girl danced with dude with Cochise and the seed was planted?
Mm-hmm.
That car chase?
Oh, very important. Very important.
Yeah, let's just say that seed has been buried and water has been laid.
Woo!
We're starting to get to the we're starting to get to the climax of the movie.
Yeah, man. And what and that reminds me because stuff like that does happen in real life where something completely lighthearted, could ultimately lead to tragedy, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say this as well. I already said Loretta Brown is at fault. I also gotta say Mr. Mason's at fault too for Cochise's death. Because he should have knew better. You had to have known the streets was not going to like. Oh, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. So after the car chase scene, Cochise, Preach, Pooter, Tyrone, and Willie, they're studying for their midterms. And they struggling. They struggling. Another funny scene: Willie's little brother's letting off firecrackers in the room, scaring the shit out of him. And then here, to me, it's the second funniest scene. Again, kids just being kids and kids just doing shit, just out of just again. What I like about this film is that it just captures how they're ultimately teenagers at the end of the day. They're clumsy like teenagers. They teenage shady to one another. So they're trying. So they ain't got no money to go to the movie theater. They want to go to the movies, right? They ain't got no money. So Preach comes up with a master plan of sticking up a couple prostitutes, scamming prostitutes. This was fantastic. This scene was fantastic. We say, y'all don't look like cops. Yeah, that's why they hire us, baby, because we don't look like cops.
Clever, very clever. And not just that, he's just so sly, he just thinks on the fly too.
That is true. That is true. He's like, he's like, up against the wall here. I said, move it, bitch, up against this goddamn wall. And then while he's doing, he's
probably the funniest line in the whole movie.
What, move it, bitch. Again, they just say it so casually. It's so funny, man. And they copy the feel of the prostitutes while they doing it. And then one was talking to Preach, saying, "Look, man, I just got out the joint, man. Look how much it's gonna cost, to let this slide." And again, being teenagers, they're not really thinking shit through. The $20, 10. Nah, he said 10. And they get the money, and then the prostitutes, they got the Lone Ranger badge. And they'd rather been scammed, and then Preach and Cody just books it while the prostitutes chasing them. That scene was hilarious.
They had they ain't never seen Rush Hour. Flip it open, flip it close. Just like that. Flip it open, flip it close.
Well, I mean, talk about a movie that came out damn near 30 years after. Like, you put too much faith in the Preacher Cochise here.
I immediately thought of that scene in Rush Hour where I was thinking, like, this is not true. I'm not 6'1". Come on, man. Flip it open, flip it close. Just like that. Flip it open, flip it close. It's all about how you do.
That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. And
that's what they did. They just flashed too long and, got caught.
Way too long. Oh, man. Then we get to a scene in the movie theater, which, by the way, another movie reminded me of The Last Dragon.
Last Dragon.
With the brawl in the movie theater?
Yep. Oh, dang.
He's like, hey man, why don't you sit down and shut up? Who said that? which again, a fight that could have been avoided if Cochise just let Pooter sit down, because keep in mind, kids, there was a point in time all you did when you went to the movie theater where you had your girls just make out with her. That's pretty much all you did. If you didn't really give a fuck about the movie, it was just some alone time for you and your girl. And Cochise still was making out with another chick, no problem. I think I think Preacher was too. Was he making out with another chick or trying to?
Trying to, yes. And then Tyrone, was with Dorothy, and Pooter ain't getting nothing. Which, by the way, Pooter is the steal of the group. Easy. Pooter ain't getting nothing. He wants to go. He wants to get out to get some popcorn. He's stepping on Dorothy's. He's stepping on Dorothy's foot. And Tyrone told me, if you get up again, I'm gonna whoop your ass, man. Why you had to come back with 3 boxes of popcorn, though?
3 boxes of popcorn. And then Cochise won't let him sit. He's like, man, go sit somewhere else. And then he steps on a hood shoe, and you pretty much get a gang fight. Pretty much vice lords, and that's pretty much, it was a big old gang fight that starts. Man, everybody fighting, everybody running in this movie. Yeah, that's Chicago in a nutshell. Yeah, nigga moments happened in the 60s as well. Then we finally get to meet Mr. Mason, Garrett Morris, which, by the way, this shit was funny when Damon walks in. Garrett, well, he's that teacher, he's like he's a teacher in the hood movie that everybody respects. You know what I mean? He's kind of like the wisdom teacher. He's kind of like Charles S. Dutton on Mr. Society, Lawrence Fishburne from Higher Learning, like that type of teacher. And this shit was funny. I ain't gonna say you're this person, Quez, but Quez, if you was a teacher, I could see you doing this, bro. Where someone coming to your class, I could easily see you saying this. Where, yo, man, hey, take off them glasses, man. Man, look, my glasses stays on my face, man. Take off the glasses while I bounce you off these lockers. And then he takes them off. And goes, man, put them back on, man.
James, we've all had teachers like that, because you couldn't walk in the classroom with no do-rags, no glasses, no hats on, pants pulled up. We had all that until you take your hat off, you realize you got a bad haircut so bad, the teacher you can wear your hat today, or you take them glasses off, you got black eyes, you can wear your glasses today. You could tell he had that regret in his face where he was like, man, I'll bounce your head off these lockers. And he looked at him and he was like, man, somebody probably already did that to you.
Man, you already been bounced. But I had those teachers, and this is Chicago too. Like, we slammed that ruler on the table. But when I was in elementary, that's how teachers were. But see, back then, teachers had permission to pretty much whoop your ass if needed to. Bro, I've had teachers I ain't afraid to hit you with a ruler if you act up. I had teachers that was not afraid to abuse you if necessary, bro. I remember I had one teacher. Oh God, it was one teacher where if you did something wrong, he would hit you in the arm with a ruler, bro. And it's kind of fucked up when you think about it, but that's how it was back then.
Private school?
What's that?
Was that public or private school?
Public in Chicago. Westcott Elementary School on 79th Street. Um, yeah, it was rough. It was rough. You ever had a teacher like that wasn't afraid to put their hands on their students?
Teachers only had like one. The rest of them was like substitutes.
God damn, it was that bad?
Dude, in second grade, we had this mean sub. Her name was Miss Thompson. Uh, Dude, she was so mean. Like she would instantly like get every student to hate her class because she was just so mean. And it was like one day she walked out of class. Reminded we was in like second, third grade at the time, but the class was so bad and nobody listened to her. She just got so angry. She slammed the door so hard. Like this is back when like you had those doors that's to the classrooms, and it was made out of glass windows. She slammed the door so hard the glass broke off the windows of the door.
Ah, shit.
That got everybody to shut up. And mind you, she was just a sub. Like I could tell she was probably like a teacher, like a ways away, but then she probably like commuter scheduled to be a sub, so she ain't new to this. But at the same time, it was like she had those methods. The teacher was like, I don't care if I get fired today. I'm not gonna get pumped by no kids. And she, like I said, she slammed those so hard she shattered the windows. And everybody shut up then. And keep in mind, the only other teachers that was like low key, like would put hands on you, would be like either your gym teacher, if it was a male, to another, teacher. Either be like a male to like another male student, or your coach.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Or coaches. Coaches would get away with that, especially football coaches.
Yeah, man. Damn. But oh, I almost forgot about this. Preacher, finally, him and Brenda, fine as Brenda, they're hitting the cool, they're getting along. My Girl playing, classic, right? Can never go wrong with that. They walking on the L sub train, which was the 60s. We know there was always syringes and shit around. Like, damn. But, and then Preacher is able to smash Brenda. Still clumsy, with it, but she likes Preacher so much that she's willing to rock with it. And Brenda, with them granny panties that she had on, still look fine. And again, Glynn Turman he's just fantastic in this role. I mean, he's so awkward and so weird with it. It's like, bro, what are you doing? Like, look, listen, all you gotta do is just dribble the basket and hit the layup shot. Nigga, you are doing too many extra shit, bro. Like too many acrobatic shit, bro. Just do a regular layup, man. And there were times where he traveled and double dribbled, but he was able to get it. And Brenda,
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. When I first clicked on this movie, because I was watching it on Amazon Prime, it had like the screen up there. It's like, okay, yeah, ready to watch now? Yeah, watch now. I looked at the rating. It said PG. It's like, oh, it's gonna be like a kid movie. Remember, I never seen this movie yet. Oh, when I say it's like a PG movie, I say, oh, this is gonna be some type of family friendly type movie. Like, are we there yet, or some stuff like that? Man, with the smoking dope in the movie, the language that they was using in the movie, and all the cussing, and on top of all that, like fights, like gang fights, and then a whole sex scene in a PG movie where they was actually like, old girl was actually showing skin. We even practically almost seen a titty in the movie.
Yep.
And I'm like, this is PG. I feel like R-Truth right now. I was like, I don't think that's PG.
Oh well, back then you could get away. You could get away. You could get away with a lot with a PG rating back then. And Brenda was thick too. Like she was thick on them on the blankets, man. Yo, Preach won. He won, bro. He won. But he fucked up.
He ain't used protect.
Well, probably. And two, bro, one, he's breathing all weird and shit. I'm like, bro, you smashed. Like, why you still acting weird, bro? Like, ain't nothing to be embarrassed about, girl. Yeah, he smashed. Like, it's all cool. Which, by the way, she says she's never done this before. She's a virgin. Quest, do you think Preach was a virgin? Because I do. The way how he was acting, he 100% was, in my opinion.
I don't think he was. I think the only difference was that he ain't never smashed a girl that fine of a caliber of Brenda before. That's why he was always like so kind of like around her or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's like that, because he operated a little bit differently, like compared to how he was operating with the old girl that he was messing with earlier in the movie. He was maneuvering finesse around her like, oh, I already got this. I'm just horny. I just want to get some more of what she got, you know. So I feel like Preach already had a taste of some. He just wanted to get more off of her, and then old girl was like, nah, I'm cool on that. But with Brenda, that was a different story. Again, Brenda, different caliber of fine, different caliber of a person, and how she carried herself. So he knew he had to be on game. So his approach with her was just more like anxious and nervousness. So, yeah. And also put it to the fact of, bruh, you made a whole bet to go ahead and smash Brenda. Usually, a lot of times, virgins don't do that stuff or make those kind of bets if they haven't already done anything. Especially having the confidence, like how Preach was having that confidence, say he was going to go out there and do something. Now, if Cochise was doing that, yes, that would be believable, for sure. Him, not so much.
And what's crazy about that? Like, all the girls was fiending over Cochise except Brenda. Brenda never tried to get with Cochise. Yeah, like what did Tyra Banks say on A Higher Learning? I don't want him. That's what makes Brenda's character so cool, is because in Cochise, who's so smooth, he probably respected it. He probably respected Brenda. He's like, oh damn, I'm Cochise, and you don't. Oh damn, you know what I mean? Well, again, winner. She's a winner. And by the way, say people don't make bets like that no more. What you talking about? We saw 20 years ago, Chris Jericho and Christian did it. They say $1 Canadian. He said who could smash who first? Because Jericho was with Trish. Who was Christian with?
Lita.
That shit was fucked up, man. And Trish was feeling Chris too, and Chris was trying to was feeling Trish before they found out about the bet. That was a great storyline, bro.
Yeah, you can also incorporate the segment of like, I'll tell you what's up, Randy, give me $1.
Oh, classic.
So unless you plan on getting naked and dancing for this dollar, I suggest you take a hike.
Oh shit. Classic.
All for $1.
All for $1. Yes, indeed. But Preach fucks up. It slips out. He let it slip out that he made a bet with Cochise, and that of course pisses Brenda off. You know, like damn,
right. He can't keep his mouth shut.
He can't keep his mouth shut. And And what Brenda did to get him back was so dope, though, because after school next day, Preach was on some bullshit. Come on, baby, look, I don't know what I said. I blacked out. When I get excited, I have these blackouts. I don't know what I be saying. Uh, Well, what she did that was so dope, bro. She sees the chick that Preach was messing with. Well, she starts kissing him right in front of her because, according to Sandra, it's never like they never really made like official that they're like broken up. So she kisses Preach, and she says, "That's for yesterday, you bastard." Bro, she said "bastard" so sexy, bro. I was like, "Damn,
she really did. That was out of nowhere type stuff. Like, I was like, yesterday, you bastard. Like, damn. Why'd you say it like that with the accent, though?
Bro, but she said that's just so sexy, bro. Like, yo, give me Brenda any day of the week, bro. But you place Brenda.
Wait a minute.
You place Brenda in the ninth. What?
I'm trying to find what's her character? I mean, what's her actual name?
I think Cynthia Davis. I think.
Bro, I typed that in. Cynthia Davis, who played a Cooley High, has aged gracefully.
Has she?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Hey, cool. Man,
yeah, cool. So it looks like she's still around. She's about 65 years old.
Oh, okay. All right, still okay. Nice. Yeah, all the cast has aged greatly. You know. By the way, you place Cynthia Davis, Brenda in the 90s. She could possibly compete with Halle Berry, bro. She could possibly compete with Jada.
In the 90s?
Yes, if you place Cynthia Davis in the 90s, she could compete. That's how fine she is to me.
Wait a minute. If we're talking about 90s, that's about, let's say 94, let's say 94, so that's 30 years ago. So Cynthia Davis will be 35, but that would still be in her prime too, though.
Yes. Like, so, I could see Cynthia Davis as Wu. I could see her as Halle Berry is Strictly Business.
Oh, okay. And that would have been
see 20, what I mean?
Okay, that would have been 20 years after the movie was filmed.
Mm-hmm. I mean, no, I don't mean like her like age. I'm talking about like Brenda, how Brenda looks in Cooley High. You drop her in the 90s, she could compete.
Oh, okay. Yeah. For sure.
Oh man.
For sure.
But
she from the north side of Chicago. I'm looking up her bio.
Yeah, I think the whole cast is from Chicago. Like a good chunk of the cast is from Chicago. I think they said Stone and Robert. They ain't actors. Like those were legit thugs that the director like hired to be in the movie. That's why it was so authentic. That's hilarious to me. So then very key moment happens where the police they bring in Preach and Cochise and Stone and Robert into questioning for the joyriding situation. And Mr. Mason, being a cool teacher, he was even smoking weed with the detective because he went to high school with him. He was able to get Preach and Cochise out. But he was not able to get Stone and Robert. He tried. Like he was even telling the detective, hey, yo, why not just give him like there's less than charge with joyride charge. Like, he was legit trying to help him out. Now, this is where I say this is Mr. Mason's fault. Again, he should have knew better. Because he's from that neighborhood. he knew, Quez, you would know, I would know that the hood's not going to take this lightly, because the fact that they still in jail but y'all got out, y'all must have snitched. So do you kind of think Mr. Mason kind of fumbled the ball on that? Because he should have knew better. Because he's from that neighborhood.
I think his higher priority is like no matter by what any means we got. Especially Cochise, we got to get him out of jail because he has a future coming up when he's about to graduate. And the last thing he needs right now is to be involved in any criminal activity. So get him out by any means necessary.
Mm-hmm. I get that, but because the moment Preach and Cochise come out, the hood turns on him. Even his homies turned on him. Which, by the way, Clay, did you see a recognizable face in the gym scene?
Yes.
Oh yes. We had a young Robert Townsend that made a cameo. A young Robert Townsend makes a cameo in this film, who will go on to have a legendary career himself. But Tyrone, Willie was cool with them, but then Tyrone was like, "Hey, no, man, like, no, we don't fuck with y'all, man. Like, y'all snitched, like y'all snitched on Stone and Robert."
They were like, "They ain't out, but y'all out."
Exactly. It was pretty much they're accusing him of pulling a 6ix9ine, pretty much, and Preach and Coach, he's like, no, we ain't got nothing to do with it. We don't know nothing about that, man. So Tyrone, his homie, and even Willie's like, man, y'all are suckers, again, data reference who Paul. Can you imagine if that insult came back, calling somebody a sucker? That'd be hilarious, bro. But that's what happens. But that's what happens in the hood, though, man. Like, once you get that snitch label on you, like it gets dangerous. Like it gets dangerous.
It's a stench. It's like a bad odor that just don't go away.
Doesn't go away. But then Damon, who was lurking, they was like, "Hey, Stone and Robert gonna kick y'all ass, man," because Damon's been waiting. Like he's been plotting ever since that party, bro. Yeah, punk ass Damon, man. But so now the hood is talking, accusing them being snitches, right? Which, again, Mr. Mason should have knew better how to handle that situation. And then Preach doesn't know this until he's cutting class again as usual. Mr. Mason confronts Preach, at the bathroom. He's acting like an asshole as normal, and he's telling Preach like, "Yo, Preach, you got potential, man. Like you, like why you always act like a knucklehead out here and all that stuff, right? Preach, And then he ultimately says like, "Yo, man, next time you get in trouble, like don't come. I ain't gonna help you out again." And then Preach learns that, oh shit, you got us out. So okay, all right, cool. I can go tell Cochise. We clear all this shit up. So he runs over to Jimmy Lee, who's a hustler. Cochise's uncle, who basically hustles niggas out their money, posing as a pimp. So he goes to Jimmy Lee's house. Oh, runs to Jimmy Lee. He's like, "Yo, where's Cochise?" "Oh yeah, he up here in my apartment, man. He got a little honey up there." So Cochise runs up, finds Cochise, but he finds Cochise with Preacher's girl Sandra. And Preach is pissed. He is pissed off, man. You know what this reminded me of, Quez? Boomerang.
Oh yeah.
It was a David Allen Greer, Eddie Murphy moment. Like, why you gotta have all the girls, Marcus? Now, Cochise was cool up to this point. But that was some fucked up shit. You do not smash your homie's ex, especially in close proximity. You just don't do that, bro. Now, Cochise thought it was open season because he's out with Brenda. He thought Sandra was up for grabs. But you should know, but never get with your homie's girl, bro. Never. Was Cochise wrong for that, Quez?
I'm conflicted because one, you weren't stunning her. You weren't stunning her because she wouldn't give you no play. Brenda gave you play, but now you want to enact bro code because old girl you ain't messing with, now your homeboy kicking it with because hey, she fair game. You ain't kicking it with her no more. But that's my girl. That's my girl. So
Yeah.
ordinarily, I would be like, yeah, like that's homie code, dude. Like you can't go out and bounce around with a chick that I used to mess with. On the other hand, you seem pretty occupied with Brenda lately, and yes, she may have been a step up from Sandra, but at the same time, you can't get mad at anybody else, especially your homeboy, for really like getting it in with somebody you couldn't get it in with. That was just you being sensitive.
And if you look at it, it's just Cochise just being Cochise. Like this is just what he does. It's just what he feels like he's supposed to do. Get with girls. Which, by the way, shout out to Jimmy Lee. Bro, that shit was funny. Man, you over here tripping over some bitch. Bro, she didn't even have her clothes on, bro. She's already being called a bitch. It's just wild to me how it was just so easy to call a woman a bitch back then. Just like, god damn. Man, you over here tripping over some bitch, man. Get out of here, man. um, so yeah, so Cochise is with Sandra. Preach is pissed. He doesn't even tell Cochise that Mr. Mason got him out, which was very important. That's very key. That little piece of information was very key. And Preach goes to meet Brenda at Martha's. And unfortunately, when he's there talking to Brenda, Stone and Robert walk in. And when I saw this, I was like, oh, shit. Preach tries to sneak out. He tries to sneak away. But then punk ass Damon, like, hey, what's up, Preach? And Stone and Robert sees Preach. They chase him all through Martha's, man. Preach hides in the girls' bathroom, which that scene is funny. Like, get out! and even when she stood up and how tall she was, what do you say? Like, damn, girl! Like even in that situation, Glynn Turman is hilarious. But again, Martha, again, what I love about what Martha's remind me of, because you've seen the John Wick movies, have you?
Not yet.
Okay, well, people that see the John Wick movies know what I'm talking about. Martha's is pretty much like the Continental, which the rules of the Continental is, look, while you in here, no fighting, no work being in, no gambling. But if I do see you gambling, you getting kicked out. And if I see you, I'm getting out that cleaver. And once again, even the gangsters respected Martha, because when they tried to get at Priest, she pulled out that cleaver. They were like, all right, it's cool, we out. Like when that cleaver come out, bro, they leave. So then Cochise runs into Brenda because Cochise realized he fucked up. He wanted to apologize, bro. He wanted to apologize because he's loyal to his friends. And then that's when he finds out that, that's when he finds out that, oh shit, because Brenda tells him Mr. Mason got him out of jail. And he knows that Stone and Robert's out. So Cochise, he just starts sprinting because he wants to try to look for Preach because that's his homie. You know what I mean? And he knows, oh shit, there's danger out here. Which kind of reminded me of Boys in the Hood. When those three dudes was looking for Trey and Ricky. And Preach goes to the L to meet with Brenda. And then Brenda's trying to tell Preach that Cochise trying to look for him, but he ain't trying to hear that because he's still pissed off about Cochise. And what did Brenda say that made Preach get off the train? I forgot. You remember, Quez?
When you said when Preach got off the train, Brenda told him something? Whoa.
Yeah. Because at first he wasn't trying to hear nothing about Cochise.
Yeah. So I ain't trying to Cochise. Something's about me and you, baby.
Right. And then she says something that make him get off the train. Because he knows that Cochise is looking for him because he knows about Mr. Mason. He knows Mr. Mason getting them out. So now Preach like, oh shit, now I gotta go find Cochise. Because Stone and Robert and Damon's punk ass, who's tagging along with him, they looking for both of them.
They're looking for both of them, yeah.
Right. So then Stone and Robert, they find Cochise. And they whooping his ass. Now here's the thing, Quez. So he whooping his ass. They think, hey, look, you snitched on us. Look, we did dirt together. Again, stitches get stitches, right? They were gonna fuck him up, but they weren't gonna kill him though. They weren't trying to kill him. Oh yeah, we're gonna.
Oh boy, literally said, I'll kill him.
Who said that?
One of those guys. I remember one of those guys saying this. I remember one of the guys saying I was gonna kill him, but I think they were referencing to Preach rather than Cochise.
But yeah, but I don't think they were.
Essentially, no.
Essentially, yeah. You say shit like that when you're pissed off and mad, but I think what they were going to do was, you'll knock Cochise upside his head, and just leave it at that, because they did their work and they left Cochise laying, and Cochise is still alive at this point. So they did what they did and they left him laying. But Damon's bitch ass, who's still heated about that party, just had to get his lick in. Just had to. And he picks Cochise up, give him that left hook, and the impact of that punch made Cochise's head bounce off the steel beam. And Damon thinks Cochise is faking. Like, man, get up, man. I'm gonna whoop your ass. Get up. Stone and Robert, they knew what was up. They ran. They bounced. And then Damon realized what was going on. He bounced. And man, then Preach finds Cochise. Great acting by Glynn Turman here. Like, oh man, and he's screaming for help. But the L train drowns out his scream, which makes you go, damn.
I'm over here watching. I was like, bro, you got like streets of oncoming traffic. Go run out to the street and try to go scream for help.
Right? Yeah.
But that was just me thinking, like, granted, yeah, you're frozen in shock. Like, your homeboy's dying, if not already dead in front of you, and you're screaming for help all you could do because you're probably just paralyzed with fear and trauma. Just like you can't move. But I'm over here like, bro, if you need to go help, go run and get help. But that is me just rationally thinking in the moment outside of it. But yeah.
Of course, and yeah, man. Um, Cochise dies. He dies, and then we get the classic scene. I remember this scene vividly when my mom would watch this movie on VHS. This scene always stuck out to me. Um, where we get to the funeral, Cochise's family's there. You know, like all the women that was loving on Cochise was there. Brenda was there. Um, because
Little man was
again,
there.
yeah, Pooter was there. Brenda looking fine at the funeral. Because again, what I always liked about Brenda was, you know, that she didn't always hung out with Cochise, but she was always cool, cordial with Cochise, you know. And and then Preach is in the bushes watching. And we get It's So Hard to Say Goodbye. Look, I always thought Boys to I didn't know that was a cover by Boys to Men. I thought
You
that was an
did?
original song of Boys to Men. No, I
You
did
didn't
not
know?
know. No, I didn't.
Well,
So I was like, oh shit, damn, okay. And then this is Glynn Turman's this is his moment to shine here. Where, you know, he by the way, Quez, this was the movie that pretty much introduced to the world the whole, you know, pour out some liquor for your homies that ain't here no more. Apparently, this was the first movie to do that.
and it was and it kind of like it spun the block and it came back around and it made that moment even more symbolic. Where he would do it before, it was like, man, we ain't trying to waste no liquor. Hey. Trying to go waste his liquor. I'm gonna drink mine.
yes, indeed.
And now, shoot, wasn't that? Now Preacher's going out, just like, you know, paying it forward with him in his honor.
Paying for it with his honor, you know, reciting a poem that he wrote for Cochise. Just the range of emotions that Glynn Turman was going through in this scene. You know, yeah, man, me and Pooterman, we got high, man, so high. Thinking for you, man. Like what they say, you know, basketball days and high nights. And then he gets super serious, saying, you know, the man Preach, man, Cochise, man, you could have been the greatest. Could have been the greatest, man. And just brilliantly acted by Glynn Turman here. Like I said, the range of emotions that he's going through in this one scene is just fantastic because, look, man, losing your homie that you knew all your life. Because like Coach said, I've known you since you was 8, bro. Like I cannot imagine that. How tragic it was too, and how it could have been avoided, bro. Okay, let me ask you this, Quez. Which death was sadder? Cochise or Ricky?
Ricky, easily.
You know what? I kind of gotta say, I'm gonna have to go with Cochise. Now, the reason why I say Cochise is because we actually spent time to know Cochise. You know what I mean? And we get a chance to like Cochise. Ricky, like of course, you know, he was there, but we never really had a chance to get to know him, to see what kind of guy that he was. You know what I mean? With Cochise, we was able to spend time with him and to get to like him as a character. You get what I'm trying to say?
I do, but I guess how I watched it and I processed it all, I was more invested in Preach rather than Cochise during the movie. Where I'm thinking he's gonna be the one that gets killed. Like I said, I didn't see this movie before, but you could tell, like, when that's that moment, you know, like the bad guys are after the folk, and you know somebody could potentially die. I was thinking it was gonna be Preach, and I would feel like it was would have been even more of a sting because they did play that recollection of him when he had that conversation with Mr. Morris, and say like, how can somebody that was smart, was a reader, did the art thing and this poetry, and then want to turn around and flip and be a street dude, and you're throwing it all away. And I thought it was gonna be a case like Kane and Menace, where he was like, my grandpa told me, asked me what if I cared
Yes,
if I live or died.
that's exactly what reminded me of was that conversation. Yes.
Yes, and this is why I do care. And now it's too late. I feel like it was gonna get that vibe had it been preached that died. That's why I thought that was gonna be. But when you flip it back and then you look towards like comparison between Cochise and Ricky, like what was more of a sadder death, I still go with Preach because I was a little bit more invested in his character as well. And you could literally tell throughout that whole movie, it was him getting that get out from the hood. And all that really got away at that time was him passing his SATs. And sure enough, he did, but we ain't found out till after he got murdered. And his death was just more so poignant. You know, it's a tough death, granted, when you get literally like beat to death. But Ricky got Mossberg. He got took out by a shotty, and just that impact was just so graphic. And then just like the music in the background, those shots just more so catastrophic and more so emphasizing the severity of the murder that took place. And Ricky was literally right there.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's why, and just looking at Cochise's death. That's why when my mom watched the Jackson family, remember that scene when Joe Jackson got jumped by those dudes for trying to steal their equipment?
Yep.
My mom said that she literally had Cooley High flashbacks, bro. It was almost the same situation. Um,
And I didn't know this either as well, but like the direction of this movie, how it played off, influenced a lot of talent, including Spike Lee and John Singleton.
oh yes, this movie was huge for the black community when it came out. Because back then this is 75. All that was out was black exploitation films. Where it was just, guns,
Shaft and
and all that stuff. Where Cooley High shined a light of like there's other stories you can tell with the black community as well. Just a bunch of high school kids, just doing shit. Um, but yeah, but the end scene, is Preach, running away. You got that, classic, Four Tops, Reach Out playing, and then we get a whole, as the credits roll, we get to see what the cast was able to do in their later lives. Quest, your thoughts on Mr. Mason getting them out of jail, the snitch label it was labeled with, and Cochise's death, just that whole third act where the movie went from a lighthearted comedy drama to a tragedy, just within a blink of an eye.
well, I'm not gonna harp so much bad on Mr. Morris because he was just being a good teacher and a good mentor to the students, and just trying to make sure they get them out of trouble, just so they can at least try to make it to graduate. Whatever all that business goes on, like is pertinent with the streets, yes, he should know this. But at the same time, what would he rather deal with? Him having a snitch label or getting the students out of jail so they can graduate? Or they was gonna have him continue to sit in there just to protect the rep over something they didn't even do. They didn't even steal the car. So yeah, I can understand his decision might have been difficult to make at first, but I don't think he took long to make that decision. Be like, no, I gotta get these boys out by any means necessary. That Cochise's death was unfortunate because you could tell like he was the target, but he wasn't the main target out of all three of them. It was Preach. But
Because Preach had that reputation of being a tattletale.
yeah, and then it goes shows like, yo, they really set that message to us like, this is what happens. Send this as a message to Preach. Tell him to look at you and like realize this is about to be him as they were jacking this dude up. But unfortunately, he did not live to tell the tale. And overall, this third scene with the switch, I felt like I knew it was coming, but it was just to the extremity of I didn't know how I was gonna get there and who was gonna take the fall, aka who was gonna take the kill or be killed. And in that case, it was Cochise and not. It wasn't Preach like how I was originally predicted. But overall, it was a real good, solid third act to help close the chapter of the story. And these character updates that they did, those were still wild.
What you mean?
Did you see what Damon was going into now?
Oh, yeah, the military.
And immediately, you know what I thought of? Major Payne.
He does resemble a Wayne. He looked like the son. He kind of looked like the son on My Wife and Kids. Like if that was his great granddaddy, that'd be Damon.
Like I said, same name, a little bit similar mannerisms, look like a Wayne. You go into the military. Yo, that's Major Payne all day. I had a chuckle with that one. And oh boy, he took his word. He finally made it. He finally made it to be a screenwriter. He made it to Hollywood.
Which, by the way, Quez, interesting enough, apparently this movie is a true story, and this is the true. Preach was, I think his name was Eric Monty, who was the one that created Good Times.
What?
Yeah. Yep. Apparently, this is actually based on a true story. This is the story of Eric. I think his name was Eric Monty. The guy who really created the concept of Good Times. Just Norman Lear just kind of took the credit for it, which nobody wants to talk about.
Man.
That's why that's why people were crying that Norman Lear passed away. I'm just like, that nigga stole. Oh, okay, all right, whatever.
But before we start like wrapping the story up, can we at least talk about and give credit to that car chase? That
with them and the
that
cops?
was some of the best action in the movie in general.
Oh, absolutely. Whiplash!
Which that started playing in the seas and putting the water on it, but it was still making the whole funny part of the movie.
Yeah, like this movie kind of had everything. You had drama, you had comedy, and you had tragedy. It kind of had it all.
Romance.
Yep, romance. Yeah. And I just think this movie is just a dope film. Brenda being a librarian, which I'll go to her library any day. This is just this is actually a dope movie. Like I actually had a good time watching it. Yeah, the movie has aged, but as far as the concept goes, like I said, you can see Juice in this film. You see Boys in the Hood in this film. This movie you could say was the original Hood movie. And me and Quez, we named about 4, 5, 6 classic Hood movies that kind of borrowed from this. So This movie still stands the test of time. All right, so let's get into some awards. Quez, Cooley High. Who is your MVP of Cooley High?
Cochise.
Yep, I'm right there with you.
Mm-hmm. Cochise.
Definitely, Coach. He's brilliantly played by Lawrence-Hilton Jacobs, man. Great performance by him. He didn't do a whole lot, but because of how cool his character was, how loyal he was to his friends, he wasn't no bitch. You know, he had hands. You know, he wasn't afraid to stand his ground. You know, like he was the most popular dude in the school, but he was always humble, had a smile on his face. Yeah, definitely Coach East is for MVP. Uh, who's the least valuable player in this film?
Dorothy.
Dorothy?
Oh.
She had a purpose.
No. I thought it was like most hated or whatever, but that's different.
No.
You said the least MVP or like least impact?
Yeah, least valuable. Who was like the most least important person in the movie?
Preacher's sisters.
Okay.
Most I ever got from them was
telling.
Yeah, that was the most I got from. Oh, I'm telling. That was the most I got from them. I ain't really needed to push. Everybody else took their role and fit to the way they needed to present their character.
For me, I'm gonna have to go with Willie, the other homie. He's the only one in the cast that didn't get a update on his future.
That is wild.
And we went to his house with his little brother. Like, for me, it was Willie. Okay, and of course, my favorite part. Who would be who in this movie? You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
Yeah, like I said, like this is my first time watching movies. So I'm still trying to process all the characters, so I'm gonna let you take this one.
All right, cool. Preach, Mark. I could definitely see Mark being Preach. The type, that low-key feels he's better than this place, got potential, may sometimes fall into, trying to, be something that he's not, but he has the most potential out the group. I could definitely see the situation where I could definitely see Mark. I could never see Mark doing the thing Preach was doing in this movie. Cochise, MG, easily MG. MG being the guy that all the girls love, the star basketball player. Yeah, he may joke with you, he may clown on you, but at the end of the day, loyal. Will be there for his homies when need be. And I can just see MG just being the type, I can see MG kind of being that type, where he's dancing on a chick. If he don't know that's your girl, he'll step off, but you don't put your hands on me.
Mm-hmm.
Tyrone, the dude that was trying to distract Dorothy, I had to wrestle with this. I could see Arlo, but I could see Quez in that situation. I could see Quez being like, wait, who at the door? Oh, Dorothy at the door? I got it. Let me handle this. I don't see Arlo caring that much to want to talk to a chick to get to a party. I could definitely see you, Quez, being Tyrone. Pooter. Fuck it. I'll be Pooter. I could definitely be
Mm.
Pooter. Definitely. Willie, that could be Arlo. That could be Arlo. We all trying to go to his house, and with his little brother fucking with us, throwing the firecrackers.
Firecrackers.
Yes. Yeah, but the way the way all they jumped on the bed was hilarious. Stone and Robert, Danny and Josh. I can see Danny and Josh being Stone and Robert.
Oh shoot!
Easily.
Damn.
Now, yeah, that'll be my cast. Mark will be Preach. MG will be Cochise. I'll be Pooter. You be Tyrone. Arlo's Willie. Yeah, because I look how they talked, how they interacted with each other, and how they were kind of joking with each other. That could easily be us in Cooley High. So, yeah, that's my casting. And yes, unfortunately, Quez, you'd be the one that get stole on by Damon and Yo Girl. Unfortunately,
No comment. Nope. Dang. But everybody matched up, and everything else works. Everything else works. I can definitely see those fits. Yeah.
smash the homie's girl. No, fuck that. Yeah, I could. I could. I could see MG saying, "I thought y'all weren't together." But I can see MG being the type that would want to apologize for that though too. All right. Out of 5 stars, Quez, where you rank Cooley High? Quez, Quez, you there? Oh, okay, there you are.
Yeah, man.
Out of 5 stars, where do you rank Cooley High?
For the first time watching, I give it about 3.5 out of 5.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
It's a cool movie. It is a style movie. I would have to watch it again to retain more of the information, retain more of the detail and the characters and stuff. But overall, the cusp of it, I did enjoy the movie for what it was. Not bad for a PG movie.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Which was this our first PG movie we ever reviewed to or discussed?
I think it is. I honestly think it is. For sure. For sure. Oh, and again, Quez, could you see Mark thinking of a plan to scam 2 prostitutes?
MG, yes. Mark, potentially.
Oh,
I thought MG
man.
definitely would. Mark, if asked, he could potentially come up with something.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, for sure. For sure. For sure. I could definitely see Mark, not knowing how to drive or saying he could. Yeah, this movie's great. This movie's dope. Yeah, I think that's going to conclude our Cooley High movie review. This was a lot of fun. Any final thoughts on the movie before we get out of here?
Not so much on the movie. Like I said, the movie was solid. I do want to put out there to say I apologize from last week during the Coming to America review that I did enjoy. I did enjoy making the contact with James and all that, but I was asleep. I fell asleep. Just
bro, you didn't fall asleep,
out of
bro.
nowhere, I was just gone.
No, you didn't just fall asleep, bro. You had a full-on coma, bro, for what you told me.
Hey, man. Working hard all last week, bro. Sun up, sundown. Like, doing everything as far as, like, work-wise and having to do work stuff after work combined with the rebranded commentaries. You know, just like, just been super busy. Like the end of the week, it was like the end of the week. Work we started up, and I barely got any rest over that weekend. So it was just like, go on.
Hey,
so I do want to apologize to the viewers for me cutting out on last Sunday. You know, wasn't trying to do that. You know, and I did better this week to know I tried to get plenty of rest over this weekend, make sure I had stuff done and got work stuff completed and obligations. So I can make not only this video, but make sure I stay during the duration.
Hey, appreciate it, Quiz. It's all good. I'm just glad that you're okay, because once you said you was on the floor, I'm just like, what the fuck you getting yourself into? Like, you fell asleep in your chair and you ended up on the floor?
Hey, man. Stuff like that just happened, man.
Man, you better be glad you didn't get a concussion or something. Shit. Hey, but it's all good. Oh, and also, Mama Tim's just texted me telling us great job. This was really fun. One of my favorite movies Yeah, she says this was one of my favorite movies growing up. I still enjoy watching this. Great job to you and Quest for breaking this movie down. Thank you, Mama. Appreciate it.
Salute to you, Mama Tim's. Thank you so much for watching and catching our movie review of the show. We very much appreciate the support. And we did our best. We played on our best behavior because James did mention you would potentially be watching the show. So
hey, don't need to say all that. Like,
hey, I'm just saying, like, we was being respectful, man.
Hey, listen, I know when to shut it on and shut it off. Like, but yes, indeed. I had a feeling you was gonna watch, so I couldn't really say what I really wanted to say about Brenda.
Brenda. Wait, wrong. Wait, I gotta stop saying that. That's not that Brenda.
Yeah, Brenda. This Brenda would not have done what Brenda on Bridge Got Me would have done for sure. Oh shit! So next week, even though it won't be Black History Month, but we still got to fulfill our obligation. And next week, we will be reviewing, interestingly, Waiting to Exhale. Waiting to Exhale, starring Angela Bassett, Whitney Houston, Loretta Devine,
Stacked.
and yes, indeed, Lila Rashawn. I really think we can really get a really good conversation about this movie for sure. Where such a classic movie, classic cast. Definitely looking forward to that. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get on out of here, y'all. So thank you for hanging out with us for 1975's Cooley High. This was definitely fun. Again, great movie about, again, like 5 inner city kids just living life as teenagers, brilliantly acted, brilliantly cast, and yeah, and if you haven't checked the movie out, I would recommend go check it out. You'll really be surprised.
It is free on Amazon Prime
and free on YouTube. Definitely check it out, and you will be amazed how much of a blueprint this movie was for all the hood movies that we all have grown up to love over the years. But yeah, we're gonna get on out of here. We will see y'all next week. And for those that's on the Primetime Podcast, the main channel, don't forget to check out our Elimination Chamber and our WWE 2K24 giveaway show that we did. Tomorrow night will be the Monday Night Raw live commentary. And of course,
also check out the latest Primetime Gorehound episode that was filmed this past Friday.
yes, where we did God, what was the movie that we did? Phantasm 3. Next Saturday, next upcoming Friday, we'll be doing The Conjuring. So we'll be doing that as well. And yeah, we'll go out of here, y'all. So have a great night. Enjoy the last final days of Black History Month. And we are out. Peace.
Gone.